Heyo, you're listening to Toasted Time, where I cook your time with some Reddit stories. Right now, you're being toasted with some r/unpopular opinion, where opinions might be wrong. But let's be the judge of that, with the first opinion being constant location sharing is weird. And then the poster of this unpopular opinion says, I'm 31 and female, and never once had the desire for someone else to have my location at all times. No one needs to have that information, not my boyfriend, parents, or my best friend. I've also never felt the need to have access to anyone else's location, including my boyfriend. All it does is breed nosiness and paranoia. Just my opinion. And then down below, someone actually makes a good comment. They go by my own worst frenemy. I hike alone a lot. I share with my mom and sister. I think whatever might happen is inevitable, but if I had an accident like a broken bone and couldn't walk back to my car, they could direct help to me. And then they made an edit. I do leave this on 24/7. I hike like 4 to 5 times a week, and I have a mountain range in my backyard. So these are usually 4 to 10 miles of hiking after work. Nothing crazy where other devices would be necessary, but it would be annoying to turn my location on and off 4 times a week when I do not mind my mom and sister having it all the time. And then someone actually gets down to the root of that thing, and they go by JackCan82. I understand that the function can infringe on the sense of privacy one has, but it can also be useful for emergencies or certain situations. It's like a knife. It can be used for good or bad. What you do with it is up to you. And then further down that, someone else also points out a very good thing. They go by Kelz. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with sharing locations. It only becomes a problem when people do it to monitor others, in which case, that's an individual issue. But then, down below, someone else also points out a different thing. They go by Moldy Moose Goose. Location monitoring has a chilling effect, and sometimes people won't even realize it's affecting them. I have had friends avoid certain places because their significant other would find it suspicious they're in a certain area or at a certain restaurant, even though nothing wrong is going on. People far overestimate these emergencies that this seems to get sold on. Share your location with trusted family members who don't have an active investment in needing to know where you are at all the time. If there is an actual emergency, you'll still be able to know. Anything else is BS in my opinion. And then someone down below that says, sounds more like an issue with their significant other not being mature and jumping to conclusions. I have my location shared with my significant other, and I never worry about where I'm going, and she's never questioned me as well. Literally, I don't ever think twice about going to a location being concerned about what my girlfriend will think. And then below that, someone else also points out, healthy relationships don't have that dynamic though. And if your relationship already has trust issues, the location tracking is just amplifying that problem, not creating it. These are the same types of people that if location tracking did not exist, would demand you send them photos of yourself where you said you would be so they can know for sure if you're lying or not. And then someone who goes by Admiral Thrawn 2 sums it up nicely. That sounds like they're dating controlling partners and isn't a location sharing issue. Now, for my own opinion on this, I understand both sides of this, like not wanting to have location sharing and also wanting to have location sharing. I get both of them, because if you do dangerous things or have a chance or just have the pre-notion in your brain like something could happen or that emergency case could happen, then yeah, having the location sharing makes sense. But at the same time, if you don't want to have the location sharing, it's not necessarily that that person is untrustworthy, because I personally don't want someone to know where I am at all times. And it's not because I'm not doing something untrustworthy, it's just because, like, I don't need other people to know what I'm doing. Like, get off my back. Like, I want to do my own stuff, and I'll be smart and not be untrustworthy. So, I understand both sides of the aisle on here. I personally am more towards sharing your location, because the emergency situations, even though quite possibly, maybe unlikely, could still happen. So it'd just be smart. But I do completely understand both sides of the aisle on this, because it's not as clear cut as it might seem. Anywho, on with the next one. Now, on with another opinionated person holding the take of people who give up on new hobbies because they were not good at it right away are not wrong. Now, before we start this off, I want to weigh in myself here. I'm already disagreeing with the poster of this, but continuing on. The poster says down below, hobbies are things we do in our free time to pass time and get some satisfaction, etc. If you're not having fun or feeling fulfilled, even if it was because you did not get good results quickly, what is the point? If it was something serious like a job or something, yeah, you would be an idiot for giving up too soon. But at least for me, it is perfectly acceptable to give up on something fun because you're not having fun. Also, while it is true that you need to invest time to get good at things, you need to get some bang for your buck too. I think putting dozens, if not hundreds of hours of your limited free time trying to get better at something that isn't even that important to you and still getting mediocre results is much more foolish than simply cutting losses. For example, when I was younger, I spent 5 years trying to learn how to play the guitar. Never learned a single song in full, even though I practiced regularly. If I had given up on the first time because I thought I was getting nowhere, it would have saved me a lot of trouble. Wow, this grammar is f***ing atrocious. Alright, there are some good comments down below. Starting off with Chandlerbong01. You don't have to be good at something to enjoy doing it. If you don't enjoy doing it, then yes, quit. To me, hobbies are for enjoyment and pleasure. I don't have to be good at it. And then someone else below that says, getting good at something over time is enjoyable, but that took time for me to understand. And then down below that, even more, is depends from person to person, but I think that holds true for most people. I personally really struggle to enjoy something if I don't feel at least competent at it. And if I'm not getting better, I lose enjoyment/motivation fairly quickly. And then just below that is, yeah, this is a fine balance. There are some things that I enjoy watching people that are good do, and I have some level of incompetence in, such as gaming and mountain biking, but sometimes I can't help feeling that the expectation versus reality scale is way off, and I enjoy the thought of being good at certain activities more than I enjoy actually doing them. And there's a funny comment exchange down below, starting off with E-Man the Giant. There is no way you spent 5 years on the guitar and couldn't learn a song. The issue seems like you. Teachers help, but actually being focused might help. Sorry, buddy, but you win. Take my upvote. And then below that is, you could learn Smoke on the Water with a YouTube video, no talent, in 2 hours. OP has no hands. OP was holding it backwards. That's how I learned. Hashtag left-handed problems. My 3-year-old played Smoke on the Water after I showed it to her a couple of times. Did it sound good? No. But she was 3. That's kinda good, lol. So, if I were to wage in my own opinion on this, I think... See, the poster says, also, while it's true that you need to invest time to get good at things, you need to get some bang for your buck too. I think putting dozens, if not hundreds of hours of your limited free time trying to get better at something that isn't even that important to you and still getting mediocre results is much more foolish than simply cutting losses. And my opinion is that this opinion is foolish. There we go. That's it. It is foolish. And now for possibly the most controversial opinion of them all, brain not being fully developed is a poor excuse for immature behavior. And OP puts people in their teens and tweens have gotten away with doing dumb things because their brain is not fully developed yet. A popular excuse to explain why they aren't mature and hence not fully accountable yet for their actions and decisions. While that may be true scientifically, not every underdeveloped brain leads people to do dumb and immature things, which makes this a poor excuse and strips people of any actual agency and proper accountability. And before I read any of the comments down below, I have to first and foremost say I absolutely agree. I was very young and I already knew the crap I was doing. I was conscious of what I was doing. I wasn't like just brain made of goo doing things and not actually thinking. Like, kids know what they're doing. They do. They absolutely know what they're doing. So this whole entire brain not fully developed thing is like it's a whole entire gobbledygook of nothing. Anywho, and someone down below puts it perfectly. They posted a link to brain development being 25 years old, whole entire thing. If you've heard of it, you know what I'm talking about. But they continue on to say, you can find more sources than Slate. But even the people that participated in research about the prefrontal cortex say that this is a misconception of what they were doing. And just by historical fact, you can know that it's complete BS that you can't do anything rational until you're frigging 30. Besides, experience is gained by starting to do things, not waiting until you're 40 to lift a finger or be accountable. Young people excuse their bad decisions and impulses as, oh, I was just so young and so it's okay. Not even true. You can control yourself at a young age, especially harmful for people who don't take others' feelings seriously, because I'm just a 21-year-old child. And then down below it says, saying you become an adult at 25 when your brain finishes developing is as inaccurate as saying girls become women when they get their period at 13. It just misses the mark on so many levels. And yeah, to weigh in my own opinion on this, I absolutely agree. I am a younger person, but I would never qualify myself as a child for me not being 25. I'm an adult. God damn it. Like, it's very stupid. And at the same time, what do we do then? Do we then just raise the age of adulthood then to 25? I can tell you there's a lot of kids who would absolutely hate that because they're looking forward to being 18 and being able to move out of their parents' house because there's a lot of shit going on there in their family. But, I don't know. It's very stupid. It's very stupid to think that the brain not being fully developed is a good excuse for people being immature. It's a terrible excuse. Terrible. Anywho. Well, that's about it for those stories today, but if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to become a fellow breadbag. But aside from that, of course, I hope to see you in the next time toasting session. But until then, have a good one.